Hola. Well, hello. Sorry, I just got distracted by Sarah. Hello. How's it going? Good to see you. I was about to say hola, people, and I'm like, oh, I just got distracted. That's okay. It's okay. We're in Mercury realness, Mercury retrograde realness. It's fine to get distracted. Um, Hello, peoples. How's it going? What's up? What's good? Tell me all the wonderful news. Um, so this is a part of my official Deviant tier on my Patreon, which you can go check it out, patreon.com/the Deviant Witch. And I offer a lot of wonderful things, like I always do. Uh, but this is part of the official Deviant. So we do our monthly overview, and it's about that time, y'all. Jambalaya, what? Yum. Hello, Richard. Good to see you. Um, uh, Yum. I'm really craving samosas right now. It's my birthday Sunday, so I've allowed myself to have a few little things. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to eat. Do I want samosas? And if I eat samosas, where do I get them? Because it's hard to find a really good samosa. Anyways, yeah, I decided as a birthday perk, something to give back as well, to share with you. Hello, yes, of course I am. Yes, I am Aquarius Sun, Capricorn. Mona, oh my gosh, good to see you. I've been meaning to message you to see what's up, to check in. Yeah, Aquarius Sun. What am I? Taurus moon, cap rising. Oh my gosh, it took me forever. But yeah, so yeah, my birthday is on Sunday, and as you know, I've been posting little perks, but I want to give some free goodies too, and I think that I find the overviews and all of the readings that we do beneficial. I learn something all the time, and I grow from them. So I wanted to share that with you. All right, we're going to be working with the Law of Attraction oracle cards, as well as the Light Seers tarot, and I'll post the pictures later on. So just take some time, y'all, like we do. Take some time to just focus on your breathing. Take some time to pay attention to your heartbeat. Take some time to just tune in with yourself. Tune in with your own energy. Check in with your mind, body, and soul. Allow yourself to just focus on the present moment. This is our time together. So we get to share, we get to have fun. And when you're ready, go ahead and call in your spirits, your guides, your gods, your allies, your ancestors. Call in all the good shit for your highest and best, whoever you reach out to, whatever you connect with, source, whatever. Call that energy in, allow it to impress upon you, allow it to inspire you, allow it to motivate you, allow it to, help you navigate what we're going to be navigating, right? And so let's focus on having the best February possible. Let's focus on creating a great month. Let's focus on what we need to be aware of. And we recognize that comes with challenges. So challenges happen, and that's okay. We don't negate those things. We don't deny the friction experiences. We simply utilize whatever comes up, and we try to make the best of it. And we focus on what we have, and we work with it. And so focus on that, all right? And so this is going to be, I'm going to choose a theme card, but it's going to be a 5 card reading. So you choose a number 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love your hat, V. Oh my gosh, so cute. 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Choose a number that pops out to you. Go ahead and comment or write it down, whatever you prefer. You do not have to comment if you don't want to. And don't mind me. I'm probably going to fumble with words. It's what I do. I stutter normally. Um, and then when I get excited, it just comes out more. And then it's like Mercury retrograde. And so, that happens. So. Oh my gosh, I like this. Okay, so 1 through 5, and if you know anyone who might enjoy this experience, go ahead and tag them, or just send this to their messenger. Sometimes people prefer that instead of tagging them. They like to get it in a private message. So if they want to watch, they can. Yeah, this is a monthly overview reading. I'm not doing one-on-one readings. I do that as a profession. So if you want to book a session with me, you can. I'm actually doing a really great special. You can find that on my page. there's a lot of great, opportunities to work with me. So yeah. Well, hello, Loretta. Good to see you, Janice. Hello, Eve. Tiana. Okay. All right. I just love shuffling. I'm so sorry. I'm like looking at your comments, shuffling, rambling, but we'll get there. And again, I'll have this uploaded so you can watch a recording of it if you need to. So let's see. We have a 1 and we have a 2. Oh, and we have a 3 and we have a 4. Huh, this is interesting. Well, thank you. I'll take it. I'm extremely interesting. Well, I appreciate it. I try to be, I don't try to be interesting, but let's just, I like to laugh. I like to have fun. So, thank you. So our overview for February, that just made me giggle. So thank you for saying that. Um, the overview for February. Okay, this is not 1 through 5. This is just our overview, the theme that we're going to consider as we progress through the cards. Okay, so the overview for February, the theme is I am not here to create sameness. I am not here to create sameness. So, what does that say to you? Before we get into it, I want to know your thoughts. Like, when you think of, I'm not here to create the same, February, I'm not here to create the same. What does that mean? And Mona, Mona, that glow in the dark yarn, it is not, it is interesting. I'm working with it. It's a little more difficult. I'm not used to the consistency, the texture. It's fun. I've made a head. That's it. So far. So slow progress. But yes, it's interesting to work with. So overview for February, the theme is I am not here to create sameness. There are as many different worlds as there are perceivers, beings, or individuals. You are not here to create one world where everyone is the same, wanting and getting the same. You are here to be that which you want to be while you allow all others to be that which they want to be. Well, hello, Tracy. Welcome. So I like that for the overview of February. I really feel like this sort of like liberation of sorts. I feel this like waking up of energies and just being more mindful that, it is so stressful when we try to control what other people are doing, when we base our lives and decisions based on what other people say or how other people will react to us, right? And so I think like the month of February, it's going to be a lot of lessons in us standing our ground and us being a little more allowing of the true us to come through, right? I'm not here, example, I do these videos, I do these experiences, I do these I train, I teach, I do all that stuff, but I'm not the same as anyone else who does this stuff, right? I'm not the same. And I don't ever, well, hello, Sarah, good to see you. I'm not here to even pretend to be, like anyone else. I love what I do, and I love connecting with you, and I love communicating the way I communicate with you. I'm not necessarily prim and proper. I'm not that, and that's fine with me. I'm a little bit of it all, and the way I communicate is entertaining. I feel it's entertaining and it's fun, and I like to include everyone. And I feel like we're having like conversations together instead of me talking at you. And so we're not here to do the same. So it's important also that this month we learn to stop comparing ourselves. We learn to stop comparing ourselves and our situations to others. Thank you. Thank you, Loretta. And yeah, it is a lot like that. It also reminds me of grief. When we all go through stages of grief, we all go through losses in our lives, and it's all different for every single one of us. It's different, and no one can tell us how to grieve. No, we can have the stages of grief, right? We can understand that, but we all will perceive it differently, and we will go through it in our own timing. And so I feel that that's what's the theme here for February, to recognize that we're on our own journey and we can allow other people to be who they are. They're on their own journey, they're doing their thing, so we don't need to we don't need to we don't need to judge that. We don't need to focus on what other people are doing or saying or anything like that. It's important for us to find our way, find our pathway, find what makes us happy, and what is important to us. And it is important for us to recognize, I'm not here to be the same as anyone else. I'm here to be me, and I need to find that out. I need to figure out who I am, right? Does that make sense? And so it's like I need to find out who I am. Who am I? And who have I been expressing up until this point? Like a lot of us give different stories to different people, different parts of us to different people, and it can get so taxing. It can get so taxing on us because we just want to be us, but we may fear rejection, we may fear certain things, and we don't give them our truth. We just give them an aspect. And it's like I each and every one of us, we should find that love for ourselves. Like I love myself enough, and in a great way, where I don't want to pretend to be someone I'm not. I don't want to pretend to be half of me. And so when I express from my awkwardness, my weirdness, my unique way of expressing myself, right? I'm not going to dim that at all, depend from for anyone. And it's not saying anything about anyone else. It's just this is me. So you either will like me or you won't, and that's okay. That's your you're right. Your place to choose to form that opinion about me, whatever. But I will at least be able to say I'm honest with myself, and I get to experience this life from that place. And it's very liberating when we start getting to those places in life. Okay. So that's just the overview, like the theme of the reading. So let's get into the first card. This will be dominant for those who chose card one and supporting for those who did not. So we initiate the month of February with the Ten of Swords reversed. And swords are not always nice. Swords are, they're a little cunty. Reverse swords, like air, intellect, communication, reversal. It could be like, oh, not talking about something that needs to be expressed, right? We're not having a conversation that needs to be had. Or we're talking to all the wrong people. We're talking about people behind their back or stuff like that. Things are being said, words hurt, words hurt. Yeah. Um, and so the Ten of Swords reverse, resisting the inevitable. It's like, oh, I know I have to deal with this, but I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to have this conversation. And it's like, oh, why? So we ignore it, we prolong it. And it's like, you can't really resist it forever because it's coming, right? So resisting the inevitable, not wanting to let go of negative emotions. This one's a challenging one. Yeah. I did say cunty. Yes. I did. They are. I mean, if you experience the sword suit, absolutely they are. Yes, this is true. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with being cunty ever so often. So not wanting to let go of negative emotions. So February also, it's like, okay, I think the first thing that pops into my head, and again, let me know your thoughts. I know I'm just firing. I'm just excited to be here with you. But let me know your thoughts. But the first thing that pops into my head is, when you're younger or even older, it doesn't matter, but you're kind of having fun, you're enjoying yourself, you're being you. And then someone says something to you. They're like, "Why are you doing that?" Or why are you acting that way? You're just excited. You're having a good time, and people like, they make fun of you, or they say something, and it's like, "Oh, okay." And it creates a belief. It creates a negative program where I can't be myself because people are going to judge me for it, and that I'm scared of that, right? So it creates some sort of belief. I think we've all been through that. And so not wanting to let go of negative emotions. And so I feel, this is important. This is an important initiation for our month of February, where we are going to be doing the work if we want. You don't have to if you don't want to, but the work is opening up for us to start releasing those negative emotions that prevent us from being who we really are. I don't want to be hurt all the time. I don't want to be angry. Like, again, if you've been with me from the beginning, like I was always funny. I mean, point. Let's be honest. I was always funny. Thank you. I was always sassy and passionate, but I was also like, you'd be able to pick up. I was also a little angry. I was hurt. I was, blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to be like that all the time. I don't want to feel that. That takes time to work and release. And I did. I did what I could. And I still do what I can to just be a better person. I don't want to carry that with me. I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to. Um, and so it's like, okay, I have to learn to not hold on to things of the past. I have to learn how to not hold on to negative emotions or negative things that are affecting my present moment and setting up my future for something I don't want to be a part of. Right. And so the Ten of Swords reverse is like, okay, okay, it's time. It's time to pay attention. And I think that we'll feel the sting. I don't want to scare anyone, and I'm not trying to claim this on anyone's life. So just pay attention to the energy in February for. But I think that we will sort of feel that sting. You know how when you're playing with your cat, if you have a cat, and it scratches you, and you don't really notice, and then the air hits it, and you're like, oh shit, that little bastard. Um, uh, that's kind of like that. It's like, oh, we will feel that sort of sting. Um, and we'll be like, oh yeah, I have some work to do. I have to, clean that wound or whatever. I have to do that work. So it's not gonna be like overwhelmingly intense in a negative way, but it's just like, oh, this stings, and I recognize that I am holding on to this stuff that needs to be cleared out. Does that make sense? And so it's also, rock bottom, a narrative rooted in lack and helplessness, devastating loss, recovery. The Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh, my chair is falling down. The Ten of Swords is kind of a very intense card, but it's like a necessary card. It's like necessary for growth. The tens finalize things, and I think that we before reversals, I feel like it's not necessarily finalized just yet. We have to kind of go through that little bit of that sting, that hurt, and acknowledge it before we're ready to sort of like navigate through it. Yeah. And so that's so important. That's so important. And whatever that looks like for you. Does that make sense? So, the Ten of Swords reverse, the affirmation to connect is like, I am healing every day. I am healing every day. And with the Ten of Swords reverse, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be gentle with ourselves. We have to be mindful of what we're going through. We don't have to beat ourselves up. We really don't. It's not necessary. It's not. And so I want us to just recognize that February is giving us a really great opportunity to heal. But before we take that step into healing, we do have to acknowledge that pain, the hurt, those wounds that we've been through. And as we acknowledge it, we recognize you no longer have power over me. It may hurt for a while, it may hurt forever, but you no longer have power over me, this situation, this experience. I will. That sounds so stupid, but I will survive. I will survive. I will get through this. We will together, you know? We will get through this, and we will find every day, we will find reasons for being here, for living, for sticking through, and for creating healthier habits. And in time, we learn to let go of these sort of negative things, these things that hold us back, these things that are living in the past, that are trying to hold us back from living in our present. And so eventually, as we keep choosing to move forward, we will find a place where we're okay. Okay? Does that make sense? So, that's card one. That's card one. And so the next card two, I love this card. Card two is dominant for those who chose card two and supporting for those who did not. Card two is the Queen of Cups. She really is extremely intuitive, a highly attuned emotional intelligence, love and compassion, sensitivity, strength, empathy, leading with your heart. Another healing card. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? The Queen of Cups is one of the most intuitive characters of the tarot, floating in her dreamlike state of spiritual connection. She asks you how well your emotions have been serving you lately and reminds you that you have the ability to connect on a much deeper level. Feel and accept your emotional intuition. Listen closely as a way to understand what is truly going on and ensure that other people feel heard when you communicate with them. Devote time to their emotional cues and see the divine beauty in all of life's experiences. It takes both sun and shadow to make the ocean floor sparkle. My intuitive heart openly expresses deep love. So, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? I like that we have the swords, like we have swords initiating, and then we have water right next to it. You know, we have the sort of intellectual, maybe the damaged thinking, right? My damaged thought process. You know, the thought processes, the programming, the thoughts that I think that are not so healthy, they're not so great for me, that are coming up, that are being unearthed for me to work with. And the Queen of Come. Oh my God, that sounds terrible. My gosh, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of, you know what, that is something totally different. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I need to get let me get a drink of water. Mm. Oh my gosh. Anyways, let's not go there. The Queen of Cups is what I was trying to say. After is really good because she's like, okay, you know, you have all of these negative thought processes, right? You have this negative thinking, you have these experiences that are not so great, but guess what, you are a loving soul. You have love, you have this connection that is so much more, and you're starting to feel it. And so it's so important to start focusing on that and inviting that in, inviting your connection to, you know, your relationships and yourself, the relationship with self, your heart, your divinity, right? What makes you feel good and connected. It's time to start bringing more of that in and allowing more time with that. And when you allow yourself more time with that, you start you're able to tackle the sort of like the other shit that comes up, the negative shit, right? And it's like, you know what, I am a good person. Yes, example again, let me know if I'm making sense, but example, you know, when I started out, I was not always good. I made people cry, I hurt people, not necessarily intentionally, but just being by so abrupt, you know. Maybe sometimes intentionally, but I hurt people, and I don't like that. I don't like that. And I was coming from a hurt place. But with the Queen of Cups, it's like, no, I know that I'm better than this. I know that that's a part of me, but I also know that I want people to feel encouraged and inspired. And I want people to feel loved when they are, you know, with me. I want them to feel accepted and happy. I want that. And I know that I feel that, and I feel like I can give that. And so it just reminds me, like, oh, I can work through this negative programming. This allows me to work through negative programming. It's important to trust your intuition. You have that glimmer there. So February also, it's like you realize you're not the same as everyone else, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You are beautiful for being different. You are your own. And so you get to choose what that is, who that is, you know, how that feels. That's yours. Nobody can take that from you. And so with the Queen of Cups, like, trust that intuition. Allow your heart to guide you. And so I feel like for the month of February, we're going to be needing to tackle our emotions. To Yes, we're going to think maybe some heavy things, and with those heavy thoughts, it is important that we feel through it. So feel that emotion. And it's like, okay, but my heart is saying something different. Yes, my mind is saying, like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of love. But my heart is like, you know, I am good enough, and I have love, and I am loved. So this is helping me to focus on that hope. This is helping me to work through sort of the mental you know, chaos that is coming up, right? Does that make sense? So the Queen of Cups is definitely saying this month, and it's perfect for February, right? Because we have the Valentine's Day and all that shit. But you know, it's perfect for February because it's important that we start seeing ourselves in a different light, and we start being a little more emotional towards ourselves and being okay with our emotions and learning to love, our life. Well, hello, Sonia. Welcome. Hello and welcome. So card 3, which is our core card of the reading. Card 3 is the Chariot. The Chariot. It's interesting because these cards have popped up quite a bit lately, but so I know that they're important. The Chariot. What does the Chariot represent to you? How does it make you feel? We know with the Chariot that there's movement. There's greatness here. There's success and there's a victory, but there's movement. We're making progress, and so I think that's a good it's a good indicator that yes, we might have heavy thoughts. We might have that sting of the Ten of Swords reverse. We might feel that sort of like sting, right? Of the thought process or that hurt, that pain that might come up for us. It's not permanent, it's temporary. And so the Chariot is like, okay, let's move on. It's not saying, oh, you've been through a bad experience, just move on, get out. No, it's not saying that. I don't think that anyone should say that, because we can't tell anyone to do anything. We really can't. Everyone has to do so in their own time. But the Chariot is definitely saying there's energy moving in our lives that we can move forward, whatever that is for each and every one of us. We can move forward now. We are being given opportunities to grow and to have success and to move on as best as we can. So the Chariot regality, I like that. Victory, speed and action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies, success, travel, confidence, willpower, control. So the universe constantly gifts us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. Push ahead with willpower and determination because you will get there. Remember, inaction, ooh, this is my favorite. Remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. Inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. So before I even go on, what does that say to you? Like what do you think just by, inaction, right? Inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. Or just, not inaction is the same as deciding. It is making a choice. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? The Chariot reminds you that while you are on the way to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, know that you will be able to coax both of these energies towards the same target. Did I just whistle a little bit? Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake. So take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the thing you really want, focus your efforts, and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what your direction is, then it's time to make some plans, align goals, and spark dreams. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. So basically, the inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. It's basically saying that if you do nothing, you're choosing nothing, right? If you don't do anything about your situation, you're choosing because to do nothing. So it's so important because we always think, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to do anything. Well, I'm not doing anything is a choice. So it's not that you're not making a choice, you are. It's like, when we see injustice in the moment and we're like, "Oh, I don't want to, ruffle any feathers," but we see something being done and we don't do anything. Well, we're choosing to be a part of the problem. We're choosing to do nothing. We're choosing to be complicit in ignorant behavior, right? And so it's so important. Again, if you want that, that's entirely yours. That's entirely yours if you want that. So it's important for us to understand that no matter what, when we do nothing, that's a choice. So it's really up to us to start making clear choices in alignment with what we want for our lives. And February is going to point that out. There's going to be great movement in our space to focus on doing something about our life, right? The Chariot is that inspiration. It's like, look, You have this energy. And remember, you don't have to choose what other people are choosing. It's a lot like, people are like, oh, if I had all the money, I'd do this and that. And it's like, yeah, some people would buy a house and everyone would buy something differently, most likely. If you had all the money to do what you wanted, design your own home, we would design different homes. We wouldn't have cookie cutter homes. I hope not, because we're not the same. We have different needs. Maybe you want a big ass house. Maybe you want a cottage. There's no judgment in either one. You want it, you deserve it. You should have it, you know? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's what you want. You're not here to be the same. You're here to do what is important for you. You're here to enjoy your life. So what is it that needs to happen for you to enjoy your life? How can you enjoy your life right now? The chariot at the core of the reading is reminding us, look, we're not stagnant. We're not stagnant. It's time. There's motion going on. And so since there's motion, we know the energy of February is producing results. We know the energy is a little electric, and so we know that there's a flow to it, right? It is important for us to know what we want so we can start claiming it and putting it out there and saying, hey, this is where I'm directing that flow of energy. It's flowing, it's going, you know. It's there. So instead of fighting against it and doing nothing, let me work with it, let me flow with it, and this is where we're headed. This is where we're going. So where do you want to apply that energy in your life? What aspect of your life do you want it to apply to? Do it. You can. Absolutely, you can. How do you do it? Well, we'll find out in the next card. The next card is, again, the card that's popped up quite a bit. The next card is the Hierophant. And again, two major arcana cards. So some big shit in in February. I was like, what month are we in? I don't know. Big stuff, big events, big energy going on in February. So it's like, okay, there are things that we can put into motion this month that will set us up for greater success. But we have to do the work. It's entirely up to us. So the Hierophant is about traditions, lessons, spiritual leader or guide, enlightenment, awakening in service of spirit, formal education or training, new paradigms. As you search for your divine truth, you create frameworks of belief that help you to expand your consciousness and ground your faith into this reality. If you've been stuck in an old tradition or structured way of acting or being that is no longer serving you, it is time to let it all fall away. In order to make space for a better version of you, the Hierophant serves as the gateway between divine source and the seeker. So be open to new paradigms, perspectives, and teachers in your life. Look to the patterns around you and strive to understand your own internal compass. Know that while there is wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of your own heart is the one voice that matters the most. Find the wisdom of the heavens within. So, ooh, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? The Hierophant. I like it a lot. I like it. Let me get another sip. My throat is dry. Okay. So what do you make of it? I like it because it's mirroring the Queen of Cups. And so we know like this is like emotional stuff. This is like heartfelt stuff. This is like passionate, like watery stuff, creative outlets in that sense. And so the Hierophant is definitely saying, like, okay, what do you want? Like, okay, in order to get what you want to move forward, maybe you need a little more information, maybe you need a little more data, maybe you need to take a workshop, a course, or maybe you need to go get informed on the ins and outs of a certain business practice or whatever it is. It's saying, look, if you want whatever it is that you want in your life this month, if you want to set into motion that success that you seek for yourself, then it is important for you to do your research. It is important for you to do your research, to educate yourself, and to start getting in alignment with that information, trusting your instincts. What does your heart want? Right? What does your heart want? So start checking in with yourself. Well, hello, Pamela. Good to see you. But yeah, I like the Hierophant here because it's really like, let's reach out, let's educate, let's find what we need, and we only us, only the individual can really discern like what it is I need, because we're all going to be working on different things. What's going on with the Ten of Swords reverse? Like, what is being unearthed? What stings right now? Like, oh, maybe I just had a bad business experience, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm really that ignorant. Okay, which is fine. We're ignorant until we're not. But so it's important for us to, pay attention. Okay, bad business experience. Let me learn a little bit about business. Maybe bad tax experience. Let me learn a little more about taxes so I know the right questions to ask, who to hire, whatever it is, right? Um, Whatever that is. It's like, okay, I know that there's stuff going on. I need to find the right resources to educate myself, to apply, to make the most of my experience. And I deserve this. Queen of Cups. I know I deserve this. I have a good heart. I mean well. I want well for my life. I want to do well. I deserve it. Everyone does. So let's do it. Right? And the Hierophant is reach out. Again, I'm not here to create the same. So what kinds of education do you want? What kinds of information do you want? What kinds of resources do you need? What is it that you want to create? So I like that for the Hierophant. And it's a blend. It's a blend of like structure and intuition. So connect with divinity, reach out to your ancestors or your spirits or your guides, whoever you connect with, and ask for guidance, ask for help, and to put you in a lot in oh shit, I forgot it. Put you in touch, right? In contact with the sort of like the structured, organized, like mundane thing that needs to happen as well, so we can marry it together. Like, we have the spiritual, we have the emotional, the mental, and we can marry it with the physical actions that need to happen as well. The Hierophant blends those. And so and so it is so important that we are mindful of that. Well, I like this. So, oh, that is so cute. Is that a fox? Oh my god, it's so adorable. We don't always see the path. Well, it's not always the path that we need to see. The path is not necessarily, the path is always winding and all of that. The path is not necessarily what we need to see. I think it's more about unfolding our own experiences, and so we don't have to have like the path set. We just need to know clear in our heart, like, what do I want? Like, where am I headed from this point forward? And so in this moment, I can make those choices, those decisions, because I know this is what I want. Right. And then whenever that changes, because it will, whenever that changes, I will make those choices, make other choices that are changing with me. Yeah. So it's like, I don't need to focus on how this is going or the path. I need to focus more on where I am now and where I want to be. Yeah, I check in, like, where do I want to be in the future? But I need to know where I am now, and then focus on that. I think we do. I think we do. I mean, people can disagree with me for sure, and I'm sure, I might disagree with myself at times too, but I think that we know what we want. I think at any given moment, like, if we really, and if we don't, we need to. I think that's an important thing. I think on some core level, we know what we want. We're just at times afraid to ask for it, or we're trained to think that we don't deserve it, we're not worthy of it, or that that's only for certain people. Oh, that's, people who maybe don't have as much money. Oh, I can't get that. That's only for the rich, right? But it's like, if you keep telling yourself that, then you're entertaining that. So I think on a core level, we do know what we want. I think it's important. That's why it's important to check in with ourselves. I think it is important for us to understand, to be clear with ourselves. What do I want in life? And to check in regularly so we can keep making decisions to align with that. Right. And I think that also, we need to work through those fears, those shames, whatever it is, because a lot of times we're just scared to ask for it. We're scared to ask for it because we've been told so much that we don't deserve it. Again, that we don't belong where we want to be, or that only happens for a select few. Blah blah blah. But I think, if we actually spent time with ourselves and we really, focus on like what is important to me, what makes me happy, then then we start realizing, oh, these are the things that make me happy. These are the things that I like. This is what I want for myself. And it changes. Absolutely. Those things change. They will, as we grow, as we discover, oh, I tried it out, don't like it. Okay, change it. Um, and so let's see. Let us see what our last card, the last card for the month is the Page of Swords, which is cute. Pages are messengers. Um, Pages are messengers. Pages, they bring information. They're kind of like younger spirited energies too, like learning, right? Learning new things and like growing. So this is a great card, I think, to have at the end, because we're kind of, we're kind of new, and it's time for February, the month, to produce like new results. So in order for us to produce new results and to be in a different world, we have to kind of like see our world in a different way. And so I like this. It could be restless energy, curiosity, a thirst for information, learning new things. It happens right after the Hierophant. So I like this. Deciding what you want to learn and finding those resources and then investing. Okay, let's do it. Learning new things, an apprentice or student, intellectual pursuits, ideas and reasoning, a messenger. So, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? Curious and intelligent. This page has a thirst for knowledge that seems unquenchable. She's an incredibly quick witted communicator, and she's often compelled to share her many ideas or messages with others. At times, she's so talkative that it becomes too much for others to process, and her intense energy can come across as unsettled or even nervous. She suggests using an air of inventiveness. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. She suggests using an air of inventiveness in your current pursuit. Your goals will be met by walking a path of honest discovery, especially where others are concerned. Keep the light bulbs of curiosity turned on and cultivate a beginner's mindset as you strive to learn new things. Avoid falling into gossip or even arrogance with your communication and shadow. Okay, with your communication. So, I learn and I expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities for my life. The Page of Swords. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? We are always growing no matter. Yeah, absolutely. Always. Always. I like the page at the end for the month because it's like, okay, it's a good sign. It's a good sign because it's saying, look, as we process sort of like the negative thought programming, as we start to unearth, the things that are coming up this month that kind of sting, we're also learning to trust our intuition a little more. We're trusting our intuition, we're trusting our heart. We know that it is important for us to be clear as to what we want. And so I encourage each and every one of us to start being more mindful of what we like, and to be mindful of what we want. Don't focus on what you don't like. Don't focus on what you don't want in your life. It's okay to be mindful of it, but give your focus on what you want, what you love, what you enjoy, what makes you happy, and start realizing, like, if I'm going to make changes in my life, if I want change, I'm going to have to initiate that. I need to initiate that this month, February. I need to take the energy and utilize it. And so I don't have to be like anyone else. I don't need to choose what everyone else is choosing. If I want something, I need to be mindful of that for me. And so I'm going to start using the energy this month to initiate the things that need to happen to set me up for the success that I want, which also means that I need to reach out to the resources that I need. I need to be a little more educated. I need to grow. I need to find the blend of the physical, the mundane, and the spiritual, and the emotional, and the mental. Right? I need to find a blend that works for me. I need to find those resources, and then I need to become the Page of Swords, and I need to think about these things. I need to educate. I need to take the steps to learning, and I need to see it from a very curious perspective. I don't have to have all the answers, and it's okay if I don't know things. It's okay if I'm new. It's okay if I'm a beginner. Yeah, maybe I've been like, example. I've been reading the tarot since I was 10. I'm like 100 years old now, so like for a long time. I know. Thank you. But I don't know everything. I am constantly learning new stuff. And sometimes I feel so I feel so ignorant. I feel so stupid at times. Because I don't know certain things or I'm not well versed in them, but I'm a good reader. I love what I do. I do it with heart. I do it. I love it, and I'm good at it. I know I am, and I don't say it to be cocky. I love what I do, and I constantly educate myself. But there are a lot of things about tarot that I don't know. I'm not that well versed in, and so with the Page of Swords here, it'd be like, okay, if I want to know more, that's okay. I don't need to be cocky. I don't need to be any type of way. I am beginning this. I am yes. I've been reading since I was 10. Cool, but that doesn't mean shit because this is new to me, and so I can feel flustered. I can feel, I can feel all the feels when you're new in something. You feel kind of embarrassed, right? Like, oh, I should know this. No, you're learning, and that's okay. Does that make sense? And so, excuse me. And so, does that make sense? Let me know. And so that's what the Page of Swords is saying. Look, be in your own energy. Allow yourself to grow. It is okay to be embarrassed. It is okay to not know things. You don't have to be perfect at everything. Yes, if you're known for something, it is okay that you don't know everything about that thing, right? Learn, grow, and put yourself in a position where you can get questioned and you can grow in that way, and don't take it personally. Don't take it personally, right? And the Page of Swords I like as well because, like, okay, we're learning and we need to see things from a different perspective. So, all of this being said, what do you make of it? What do you think February has in store for us? Again, we know that we're not here to create the sameness. So we're all different and we should celebrate that and we should own that. And I think that February is also going to produce experiences for us where we are given the opportunity to sort of just like not engage, where okay, you can do you, be happy, I celebrate that, I honor that, that's not for me, and I'm not going to invest there, I'm not going to do those things. You're not going to pull me in, I'm not going to allow myself to be pulled into that drama, but go ahead and do it. It's on you, it's you. Cool. um in February, also, again, we have the Ten of Swords reverse. We recognize this month. We have things unearthing, like old programming, old patterns, things that are being unearthed that are going to sting. So we'll know what these things are because they'll have that sting to them this month. So when they come up for us, we will know that, oh, this is something I need to pay attention to. This is something that is going to be an opportunity for me to work through this month. So pay attention to that. Whatever situation, whatever comment, whatever comes up, you're able to see it, you'll recognize it by that sting, that, oh, that initial response, right? And know that, okay, I'm working on this, but I also need to work on it from an emotional perspective. Like I need to understand my worth, my value, my beauty, my strength, my courage. I need to understand my heart. So I need to make sure that I'm able to approach things this month from a heart space, a heart-centered place, right? And tune into my intuition, tune into my psychic self, my spirit, listen to my soul. This month is going to require us to really pay attention to us. What's going on with us? What do we want in life? And the chariot is telling us, look, there's a lot of movement going on this month, some big changes that we actually can initiate. So, what do you want to initiate? What is it that you want for yourself as you start dealing with this heaviness, as you start dealing with this pain or this hurt or whatever is coming up, the friction, the challenge, right? As we start dealing with this stuff, like, where are we going to take it? It's not enough that we, process it. We have to have goals. We have to have some things set, right? So where do we want to take this? How do we want to come out of this? Where do we want to end up feeling? Have some sort of like guide, guiding, like guideposts. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Have some guideposts set, like, okay, boom, I want to reach this goal, I want to reach that. And then know with the Hierophant, like, it's time to have fun, it's time to enjoy, it's time to blend the things together. But it's also time for you to set yourself up in the way of resources. It is time to figure out what it is, again, what you want, and then gather the resources, the tools that you need to make that happen. And again, you don't have to know your forever story. Just know what you want right now and start working at something. That's the thing. Everyone's like, but I don't, what if I make the wrong choice? There is no wrong choice. There's just choices. And so you have to choose something. Remember, because doing nothing, choosing nothing is still a choice. So wouldn't you rather choose something that feels good? Wouldn't you rather choose something in this moment you're aligned with? And so I think that that's one of the most important things for us to recognize, is that just choose. Where am I connected now? Where am I at in my life right now? And what do I want right now? Let me choose that. I, I might choose something differently 5 years from now. That's cool. That's fine. I'll choose it then. I might choose something differently tomorrow. Cool. I'll choose it then. But right now, that's not where you're at. Right now, what is going to make you happy? Um, what is going to be aligned with that success for right now? Does that make sense? So make that choice, and as you make that choice, as you invest into that energy, more of that energy, more great opportunities start happening, because you're choosing the you're choosing that energy that is in that path, that is in alignment with you. And even if you choose differently eventually, that's absolutely fine. That's your right. Don't fear the choices, like, don't fear the reaper. Don't fear your choices. And then Page of Swords, learn. Be open to learning. Be open. It's this kind of reminds me, I don't know, like, how I've been in plenty of situations where, there's like someone who's been, let's say, someone who's reading tarot. We're in a class, right? And we have someone who's, let's say, age wise, let's say they're 70, and they've been, reading since, I don't know, forever. And then the person teaching is, let's say they're 18. There's always that person who's older who thinks they know more, and like, I can't learn from this child. What are they going to teach me? But this child, rude, this individual who was younger, maybe they have different experiences, they have different life experiences, they have maybe a different focus, so they can, and they have something to offer. So learn. Don't be too prideful to learn, right? Don't be an ass. If you want to grow, you have to be open to learning from all kinds of people and all kinds of things and all kinds of situations. You don't get to say, "Oh, I'm older, so I know more." That's just not the case. Or I'm more experienced, so I know more. I've been reading, again, like I said, since I was 10. I'm 100. And I don't ever say, "Oh, well, I've been reading for this long, so I know more than you." I don't say that. I might say I've been reading for this long, so I do have certain experience that comes with that, but I don't know more. We Everyone has their own way of offering things. And so with the Page of Swords, it's so important this month to like soak up that knowledge, soak up those lessons, and be open to learning from other people that may be, different. Okay. So February, again, is going to be a really great month, I feel. There's going to be challenges met, but if we hold our hearts, if we root ourselves in our hearts, and we start coming from a place of compassion, coming from a place of love for ourselves first, and I'm pointing, just pretend my fingers pointing at all of you. Love yourselves. Focus on love for yourself first, and then, what's good here? What do I need? What do I need to receive? What do I want to put into motion? I'm not here to create the same. I'm not here to be the same. Right? Hello. Oh my gosh, I feel like I was preaching. Okay. I'm gonna take some moments to get a little sip. If you have any last minute thoughts, that's the overview for February. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like it. I hope you can take something from it. If you have any last minute thoughts, please feel free to comment. Again, this is made public. This is a birthday perk, little gift from me to you. I normally do this on my Patreon. Again, if you want to sign up for Patreon, check it out. Patreon.com/the Deviant Witch. I have tiers. I have several tiers. So they're affordable affordable for any price point if you want. But yeah, I encourage you. I do a lot of stuff. I have a lot of content. I have like a shit ton of content on Patreon right now. Like I do. There's a lot. It's overwhelming, but there's a lot to enjoy. And I keep making new content, so definitely check it out. It's my birthday on Sunday, y'all. And again, if you enjoy this, if you like this, and you're able and you want to bless me, and you want to say, hey, thank you so much for the work you do. If you're able, feel free there you can bless me via my Amazon wish list, PayPal, join Patreon, whatever. There's so many different ways to have fun. Some people like to do that ever so often, and I am grateful. That's how I'm able to share this reading with you. I was blessed with the light Seer's tarot. It was so gorgeous, and so I get to share that with you. So I try to give back too. So when I'm blessed like an oracle deck or something, I share that. When I'm blessed a book, I'm able to do that as well. So yeah, and if not, that's fine too. You being here with me and talking with me and listening to me ramble, that's so fun. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for putting up with me. So yeah, I have a lot of great stuff to share with everyone. But yeah, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you. I might not be so active. I mean, I'll be here on Sunday. That's my birthday. I'll be here on Sunday because I have to, well, I'll be on Patreon because I have to do the week ahead reading. So I'll do that Sunday. Um, but yeah, I might be a little quiet. Who knows? I try to be, but I can't. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I will talk to y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. All right. I gotta go cook some dinner. Take care.